In this video, I'm going to be going over the 9 most common SEO mistakes your SaaS company is probably making. You definitely want to hear each and every single one of these, and at the end of each and every one of them, I will be giving solutions on how to fix these mistakes as well. Let's dive into it. Amazing. So let's start diving into the 9 common SEO mistakes SaaS companies are making. So if you want to get on the first page of Google, you can. If you have SEO mistakes, you will not rank on the first page of Google and not allow your brand to get that awareness that it's really looking for by taking up that digital real estate, and then it will potentially not lead to more customers and more leads like you're looking for. Sorry if there is a rooster going to be chatting in this whole entire video. I am in Bali, so the roosters, if anyone knows out here, the roosters are just a little hectic. But we're gonna keep going and enjoy the rooster in the background. Well, so don't make these mistakes, right? Don't make these mistakes if you really want to bring more leads to your site, as well as rank on the first page of Google. Just don't make the mistakes. Listen closely, and I'll provide solutions. No worries. So mistake number 1 is bad content design and formatting. So what do I mean by this? If your blog posts are not skimmable or pleasing to the eye, it's going to be really hard for your content to rank and your readers want to read, right? Because if your readers hop on one of your blog posts but immediately exit out because they can't really read or want to skim the blog post, Google will see that engagement and not rank your content. So what you want to do, the solution to fix maybe the paragraphs not being skimmable, if your paragraphs are too close together, right, you're not putting breaks between every 1 sentence, 2 sentences, etc., or putting a lot of bullet points or numbered lists, your blogs will not rank. It will be considered bad design and formatting. So make them skimmable, make them easy to read, right? If you do something like this, where it doesn't have white background, black text in your blog posts, it will be hard to read for some customers. There's something with the eye sometimes on certain colors. So really make sure that you're just putting white text, black background. Or I'm sorry, the other way around. Black text, white background. Amazing. Mistake number 2 is not going after keywords your customers are actually searching for. Right? You will not get people on your site if they're not even searching that keyword in Google. So let's go through an example on this one. Let's say you offer a SaaS platform for managing social media accounts. You might find a keyword like social media marketing. But a keyword like best social media management tool for agencies targets a specific business size and need. So if you go after a more generic term like social media marketing, yes, it probably has more search volume, but you're not bringing on that exact customer who is looking for that social media management tool and are 1 second away from buying a product, especially if maybe they're agencies, right? They're searching for that keyword, their agency, they're ready to purchase. So when they search on Google for best social media management tool for agencies, they're obviously looking for a tool and they're ready to purchase, as opposed to someone who's just looking for social media marketing. So don't do this, social media marketing, do this instead, best social media management tools for agencies. You can see there's a lot less volume, but honestly, you're going to get more sales. Cool. Mistake number 3 is writing for search engines instead of the user. There is not a time anymore for keyword stuffing. You really want to be providing valuable content, valuable high-quality content that gives more than it asks for. So you really want to provide more information, more insights, more advice than the readers are asking for. So even in Google's new algorithm update, you can see here that they're focusing on people-first content. And I would highly recommend, I'll drop a link in the description box, highly recommend checking this out, reading up more about what people first content means in Google's eyes. You can see from the bullet points, it says here, do you have an intended audience for your business that would find the content useful if it came directly to you, right? So you really want to make sure that the information is useful, content clearly demonstrates firsthand experience, right? You want to be providing how you are an expert, whoever's writing the blog post, the author, how they're an expert and why you should listen to them. And then what's the primary purpose and focus? You really want to make sure you have these dialed down. And are the customers leaving without feeling like they haven't learned something? So are they coming on and they're leaving the site feeling like they've learned something? So I always say your blog posts, especially the informational ones, if the reader doesn't have the exact steps to take in order to complete what they're looking for, right? Let's say how to bake a cake. Let's take that simple example, how to bake a cake. If they don't have, after reading your blog post, the exact ingredients, instructions on how to bake that cake, then you didn't do it right. Mistake number 4 is forgetting basic SEO best practices. So what does this mean? Things like your URL. The URL is so important. You never want to have years in the URL like you're seeing in this example, or numbers in it. Just have the seed keyword in the URL. Simple as that. That is the best SEO practice. And just to go back on this really quickly, you never know when the year is going to change, or you want to add another rule. Another rule came up. So that means that the content's not malleable, and you're not going to be able to, update this, change this, so you can't change the URL. And this is really bad in Google's eyes. It's like, are you providing the best content there out there possible? Right? You don't want to just write this blog post one and done. Each blog post is like its own mini online business. So you want to keep coming to it and updating it. Cool. Another best SEO practice, and you can see in this blog post structure, you have H1 as 10 rules of social media engagement, but then it just dives right into H2s. You're missing, it dives right into the H2s, which are the 10 rules. You're missing that H2 with the seed keyword. What are the best rules of social media engagement, or what are the rules of social media engagement? You're missing the H2, and then you want to have the rest of these numbers as H3s. So one modern, all channels live, so that should be an H3. So everything should be housed under another H2, which is usually what are the rules of social media management. So you want to have that seed keyword in your H2. Mistake number 5 is building the wrong links. I've done link building for forever now, and I know what it takes to get the blog post to get links to really help your blog post out. So you're building the wrong links. If you're not getting links from high DRs in your related niche, you're doing it wrong. So make sure there's so many. If you're a SaaS company, you want to target maybe guest posting on companies, on other companies who are also in your related niche, and get those with. So if you're a SaaS company, you want to be going after also SaaS companies who are in your related niche. So if we go back to maybe the social media management example, find other companies in social media or social media management, right? You can go a little broad, but try to stay in that social media niche and go after the high DRs. You can see here, there's so many software companies out there with high DRs. Go after them, guest post for them, and get links that way. Cool. Mistake number 6 is focusing on keywords with high monthly search volume. So I know, you want to prioritize keywords with high volume. It's very important to do so. It will bring on more customers to your site, of course. Prioritize the ones with high volume. However, though, let's say you go after this example, which is task management software. Obviously, there's a good amount of volume on that, but as we talked about before, you want to make sure you're bringing on that exact avatar you're looking for. So maybe things like accounting tax management software, which is this first one right up here. Maybe something like account task management software will be better because you are bringing on that avatar of accounting. So accountants coming on, they're looking at the task management software. So obviously they're going to look at your blog post and purchase that. That's what they're looking for. So if your company is an accounting task management software, make sure you're going for that, because if you are just a tax management software for maybe firms, law firms, right? I wouldn't be just going after task management software, because law firms will not necessarily be searching that. But if you're an accountant and you're going after accounting tax management software, that accountant is going to see, okay, cool, yeah, this is what exactly I'm looking for. This is the software. So make sure that you're really knowing what avatar and only focusing on those keywords. So go after your customer who you know is your avatar and go for that. Well, mistake number 7 is non-optimization of technical SEO. Right, so non-optimization of technical SEO. What the heck does that mean? Well, I'll tell you. So mistake number 7 is non-optimization for technical SEO. So what you want to do is make sure the very first thing is if you have a slow website speed, you do not want to do that. And if you see my screen and I put in maybe my website, right, and I just click here, all you want to do is just put in your website, analyze, and then it's probably going to take a couple of minutes, so we will not wait for this. We'll take a couple of minutes on that analysis. You'll see it goes through all of it. But if you don't have a 99 on performance, then you're probably going to go look into that and really speed up your website speed. So I would definitely make sure your website speed is up to par. The next thing is making sure all your pages are indexed. You don't want this to happen. So a lot of these pages on this example have non-indexed page. You can see here it's above 100. So really make sure that all your pages are really nicely indexed. And you can always submit, right? You can submit your URL. You just put it up here where it says inspect any URL in the very top. Put in your URL and you can request indexing that way. But if it's not indexing and a lot of your pages are not indexing, highly recommend going to find someone and hire someone who knows more about technical SEO and WordPress development so they can kind of check out your website a little bit more and see if there's any underlying issues. I personally love to hire one-off projects like that on Upwork, so I'd highly recommend doing that. Cool. The next thing is not having a mobile-friendly website. So you really want to make sure, you can see here in this example, that the website, my website, is very mobile-friendly. Nothing gets cut off, nothing's too big, nothing's too small. And you can do this by making sure, talking with your web designer, and making sure that the website is looking good on a mobile phone as well. Mistake number 8 is not using AI for creating content for a SaaS business. I had a conversation with my content writer and strategist, and we talked about that if we don't leverage AI in business, right, whether it's not chatting with AI in some sense, right, like ChatGPT is a really popular chat box that you can go back and forth with. So if you don't leverage AI to possibly, come up with solutions when you have writer's block, right, or help you build your heading structure, you will probably get crushed in this industry. Everyone is expecting more content faster, so you really want to make sure you're leveraging it and not taking it for advantage. So I really want to be clear about that. I still write my blog posts with human writers, but of course, we still leverage AI and help us when we have writer's block or gain ideas from it. So you can see here, I just put in, I actually personally love using Google Bard or Gemini, I think the new name is. I personally love using this as opposed to ChatGPT, just because I like the answer that it gives me. It's really clear, really concise, and then of course it's getting its information from somewhere, which is Google, so that's why I love using it. And you can see here, one of my prompts is write me a blog post outline for how a social media management tool can help you as a content writer. So I just put in the blog post title. I'm saying, hey, give me some ideas for heading structure. You can see here, I don't necessarily use, the first thing is key benefits. Maybe I would put in something then that's giving me the idea. I'll talk about the benefits first, how it's important to them maybe, and then go into the rest of it. I only take it, I never copy and paste directly. I only take ideas from this and then write the blog post that way. Amazing. The next, number 9, and the very last mistake here is not updating your content pieces. You really want to make sure, especially when I mean by best content pieces, is those low-hanging fruit ones. Content pieces on the second, third page of Google, it's really telling you, Google, what it's telling you is, I love your content, it's great, but it could use a little bit more. So one thing that I love to do for this is update content. I like to do this in a 3 to 6 month cycle. And I love to do this using Surfer audits, right? Surfer SEO is the tool that I use, and I love to do simple audits. You can see here, I was on page 10, but I was able to get my score up, at least competing to the first page of Google. And then that's how you kind of compete. So you just keep bringing in those content pieces into audits. Again, I like to update every single one of my content pieces every single 3 to 6 months. And as well as this is an opportunity for you to update, change the pricing on anything, especially if it's more of that transactional blog post. You can change the pricing if the features have changed, especially if you're a software company. Things constantly change in the software needs. You really want to make sure that all the information on your site is relevant and correct. So these are the most common SEO mistakes your SaaS company might be making. So really make sure if you're making any of these mistakes currently, take the action. I gave you the solutions. Take the action to correct them. If you have any more questions, please post it in the comments. I'll be answering all questions there. Amazing. I will see you guys in the next video, and thanks for tuning in.